everybody, Michelle Thompson here with Shabby Girl Creations, and I am going to show you how to paint the March paint kit of the month. And if you ordered it for me, then you should have received a packet that looks like this, and inside of it you would have gotten your instructions, which includes a visual of how the art will look if you follow the directions exactly. And it shows you step by step everything you need to do, and it gives you a visual of exactly what they're telling you. And then you should have gotten inside of that also a methodology sheet, which talks about the basic, the brush basics, and the what they mean when they say what a horizon line is, contour, etc. They give you examples of it. They explain everything on the methodology sheet. Inside of the packet, you also would have received a packet that had one sheet of 16 by 20 gray transfer paper, as well as your 16 by 20 transfer image. And what you will need to do, I've already done it on mine, but you need to open up your transfer, the image, and you need to take some painter's tape and put it in the corner of your image and tape it to the back of your canvas. And then you're going to unfold your transfer paper, and you're going to place it shiny side down underneath. Okay, shiny side should be touching the canvas. There's a heathered gray side, and that should be touching the pattern. So shiny side down, and then take your pencil. I recommend doing it with red so that you'll know what areas you've traced, and then just completely trace over the entire design. And when you're done, just carefully remove the pattern, and the transfer paper will slide right out from underneath because we didn't tape that down. So that's what should be in your packet. And when you trace your image onto your canvas, this is what it'll look like. And then you should have also gotten 8 4-ounce things of paint, and in the colors that are on your instructions. You should have got 4 ounces of cobalt blue, deep yellow, green oxide, Mars black, phthalo green, phthalo red, titanium white, and violet. The other thing you should have gotten in your kit was a pack of brushes. Okay? And there should be 5 brushes in here. Now, some other things that you're going to want to have on hand is a container of water to clean your brushes with, and a hair dryer to speed up the process. Something else that I always keep on hand is some baby wipes, so that if I get outside of a line, I can easily take a baby wipe and very quickly wipe it up. Alright? So let's begin. The first thing, of course, they tell you to do is to trace and transfer your pattern onto your canvas. And this is a 16 by 20 canvas. And then it says use the 3/4 flat brush. Let's open these up and get these out of here. Just open them up, slide them out, and you can literally just pull them right on up. Okay? And just throw your stuff away. Alright, if you're not sure what brush they're talking about, you see right here where it says 3/4 flat brush. Okay, so it says that we need to take this 3/4 flat brush and mix 6 parts of titanium white with water to create a wash to paint the entire canvas. Alright, so what I typically do, and I'm just going to, oops, wait a minute. Got to take the little thing out, the freshness seal. And I am just going to squirt some onto my canvas pad. Alright, and I'll leave this over here. Also, you're going to want some paper towels, okay? Now, what I normally do, and I just have a leftover Cool Whip container, okay? And I'm just going to dip my brush in there just to kind of get it ready. And then I'm going to take a little bit of spray bottle with just clean, clear water, and I'm just going to spray some of that water onto the white paint. Let's see. And then I'm just going to mix it. I'm just going to mix. Okay, so just do that until you get a nice consistency of paint. Kind of milky. Okay? And then we are just going to literally wash the canvas. And as you can see, the transfer still shows through. This is wonderful paint from Deco Arts. Alright, you see I'm just doing some back and forth motions because we're just whitewashing. And our image is transferring through, so we don't have to, we can go over the whole thing. And we need to because we need to get inside the center of this circle. Now, we've got that done. And the instructions say, let it dry and rinse your brush. So, rinse your brush, and I just spounce mine in the water a little bit. And then I take my paper towels and dry it off. Take your hair dryer and just very quickly off. Now your brushes will last longer if you don't get paint down in the beginning of this metal part. Keep it at the tip of your brush and your brush will last a lot longer. Alright, so the next thing you want to do is you cleaned your 3/4 flat brush. You're going to get that out again. You're going to take some Mars Black, squirt it onto your palette. Whoop. Don't forget to take the freshness seal off of it. Okay. Then you can squirt it onto your palette. Just a nice size. Alright, and then what you want to do, the directions say to paint the stripes. And we're going to leave the top part white. We're going to start with the second one, the biggest one right here. We're going to start with that with black. So you just want to load your brush up with some paint and just start painting across. Don't get too bogged down on how perfect they are, or you're going to end up not enjoying yourself. I just push and pull. Push my brush down and then I pull. Okay? Load your paintbrush up with some paint. Push, pull. Push, pull. Push, pull. And as long as you're keeping a steady hand, you're going to get a pretty good even line. Okay? So we're going to do this all the way down. All the way down for the stripes. Okay, so I have finished all the stripes on my canvas, and I will tell you that I found that actually using the number 2 round brush, it's the one that has a little plastic cap on it, I have found that that worked a lot better getting into the detail areas versus the number 8 bright. So that's what I did. It's dried, and so now we can go on to the next portion. I will tell you this, after looking at the instructions, theirs ended with a black stripe, and mine ended with white. So we probably should have started with black up here and went black, white, and you know. But it doesn't matter. If you started the way I started, then that's fine. It's no big deal. Okay, so we're actually done with the front instructions, the first page. But you might want to keep this out as a reference because this is the reference photo for you. So the next step, step 2, says to use the number 8 bright brush to mix titanium white and 8 parts of titanium white with 2 parts phthalo green to make a light turquoise for the leaves and the vine. You should have a really pretty turquoise blue. If you don't want to use turquoise blue, you don't have to. You can choose whatever colors you like for your entire piece. You don't have to do your stripes black if you don't want to. Okay, so all we're doing, if you look at the picture for step 2, is we're doing all the leaves. The leaves that go around and the leaves that are on for the flowers. So refer to your step. If you're not sure, refer to your paper to step 2. And again, I'm going to take the number 2 round. I work at the top, so that way if my arm comes down, I'm not getting it into wet paint. And I am just going to start painting my leaves. And don't be afraid to turn your canvas if you need to, so that you can reach everything better and have a better control over your paintbrush and what you're painting. Alright, so we have the blue painted all over the leaves and things as directed. Okay, so we're getting to the home stretch. I did go ahead and make the mix a little more green oxide into the light blue that we had to create this darker turquoise, and I just kind of went over the vines and did some of the leaves. Now, I know some of you are probably thinking, hey, you didn't paint the word home yet. I'm actually, you per the instructions, we should have done this when we were painting the stripes, but I'm going to go ahead and just wait till the very end and do it because I want to touch up in here a little bit first. So the next step on our chart was to mix some titanium white and cobalt blue together to create a light blue to paint these flowers. These flowers, let's see, these little bulb flowers here. So that is what I'm going to do. I think it's this flower and these little bulb flowers over here on the side. And I've already got my light blue. I've already done the rest of the paints so that we can go a little faster. So my light blue's right here. And I'm going to go ahead and just paint those. These are very pretty spring colors. So you're supposed to mix titanium white, deep yellow, and green oxide to make a brighter green to paint the the leaves. Okay, so the next thing, we were to mix phthalo red and titanium white for some dark pink, which will be in the center and kind of around the bottom. And then we needed some lighter pink. I'm going to start with the lighter pink. You're going to need more. Anytime you're making a color lighter, you need more. You need to add more titanium white. Okay? So I'm just getting some of the lighter pink on my brush. And I'm just going to turn this so that I can get a little bit better handle on this flower right here. Again, I'm still using the number 8 bright brush. Okay. How pretty is that looking? That is just looking so pretty. I'm going to take this this green color again and just repaint the leaves while the actually, no, wait. I'm going to go and I'm going to paint the blue flowers again. I painted those first. So I'm going to take some more of the light blue. I've got my number 8 brush and I'm just going to paint those flowers again. Just really love all these pretty soft colors. These are definitely colors that I enjoy painting with. The blues and the pinks and the yellows. What we need to do is go ahead and use the blow dryer so that we can dry the rest of it, and the pink and the blue that we just did, because I think we're still going to need a little bit more. So we'll go ahead and blow dry it so that we can keep moving on. Okay. So we'll want to take and go back over that pink. So let's get some on our brush and go ahead and do that. Okay. Let's see. Just wipe that away. And I'm going to go in with my number 2 and just next thing is to go in here with the darker. So I'm going to turn my canvas and again, I've been finding for me that the number 2 brush has really been helpful with the details, with these small intricate details, so that's why I tend to use it more. Okay, we're going to let that dry. And let's see. This is supposed to have some of this pink color coming up. And you can just keep playing with it until you get the coloring, you know, how you like it. This is just for adding shadow and light. You got to have your areas where there's more shadow and then some of your areas where there's more light. Over here, I want to just pull, but let's see, I need some more color on that. And I want to just pull. Pull from the center. You can blend it out ever how you see fit. Oops. Alrighty, and we gotta let that dry. And for the blue flower, I think we need to go back over those with a little bit more blue. Step 4, we're doing cobalt blue and violet. If I add some cobalt blue into this turquoise blue mixture that I had earlier, and then we'll add some violet. Okay, so I've definitely got a purple. I don't like to waste paint, so that's why I am going to kind of go off the grid here a little bit and make my purple using some of the turquoise that we made earlier. That way I'm not wasting it. Okay, so this flower up here is going to be purple. And there's the purple that I made. Okay, so that has a lot of blue in it. It's okay. I'm liking that better. Let me go back in with this purpley blue that I made and just kind of this is just adding some highlights and lowlights basically. All right. Okay. Then we have the yellow flowers. This one Oh, that was supposed to be yellow, and there's supposed to be some little yellow ones out here. So I'm going to take, and I'm looking at my step 4. And I'm just going to paint that in. Again, leave the center white. And we're supposed to take and go in the center of these green leaves with a little bit of yellow. A little bit. I'm going to do a darker green since I did such a light green. And I'm just going to do like a thin. Yeah. I'm going to take and just do a little bit, wrong brush. Do a little bit of the magenta. And I don't have any other dry brush, so I'm going to have to use one of my own brushes to brush this on with. But a really nice dry brush will give a great look. To these flower centers. I need to go back over my yellow flower. And what we want to do is we want to get a little white on our brush, just a little bit of white. And you just, where that line is, that kind of separates the top part of this yellow flower in the bottom, you just want to swirl. Make it more defined. I'm going to leave the top part of it whiter than the bottom part because I'm looking at it as the light hitting up there. Okay? Let's see, I need to get another dry brush. And I want to go with this flower. So all I'm doing by adding these darker colors, again, I'm just adding some shadow. Now let's work on the very last step, which is right here, and it's doing the center of these flowers. We gotta paint. We gotta use the black again to paint the flower centers. And then it looks like this flower has got some little stems coming up. Just lightly create some here and there. And then put the little bulbs on. There we go. Looks like we could use one right there. forgot to put some highlights on this blue flower. But that's okay, we can still do that. So I'm just going to look back on my main sheet. I need to put some highlights on these flowers. I need to take and make a little bit of definition on these little leaves right here with the darker turquoise. I'm just going to kind of go through here and put some highlights on the leaves so they don't look just plain Jane. Adding interest to it by giving it some little extra details. And I'm probably going to grab a little of the white. And blend. This is the flower I have to fix. Let's see, this can be darker at the bottom. Gonna get a little cobalt blue on my brush and go around it this way. All right, the last thing we have to do is paint the home. That'll be on our last little snippet. Let's see, I'm going to use the number 2 round, and of course we're just going to use Mars Black. And paint. All right, there it is. It's all done, and it is beautiful. Congratulations, y'all. So I'll be announcing the April paint kit very soon, so y'all be watching on the website and on my Facebook page. Thanks. Bye.